Hi, my name is Dr. Christy Wan, and I'm a professor of finance at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And this video contains the illustration for how to complete the assignment that's called Target Date Immunization using duration. So I'm going to show you how to do the macro that's required for question 1. By the way, question 1 is on this tab, and then questions 2 through 5, which are all multi-part questions, are on this tab over here. So if you click on it, you can see these other questions. So first of all, if I look at the question, I basically need to calculate durations for 3 bonds in 2-year time increments starting at year 2 and ending at year 50. And I've got the going interest rate in the market is 8%, so I've got a premium bond, the first one, a discount bond is the second one, and then the third one is a deep discount bond since the coupon rate is so low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this first cell because this is where I need my first answer to go. Just easier if I click here. And I'm going to go to the 1990 tab, and I see that everything's set up where duration is going to automatically calculate once I start filling in numbers. Like if I put a 1 here, you would see a duration. I'm going to change that back to 0. Another thing is I'm assuming that you have your developer tab up. Normally you would be starting and you'd probably have the home tab, but you need to click on the developer tab because this is how to record a macro. Also, I want to make sure that I really am on the 1990 tab for this first one, since if you look, I've got 1990, 2001, and 2013. And this information is real data from those time periods. So for 1990, make sure I click on that tab, make sure I'm on the developer tab, and I'm going to need to put a 2, then a 4, then a 6, and an 8, all the way to the number 50 in this cell for N, and then I need to copy whatever the duration is and paste special values on the question 1A through 1C tab. So I'm going to use the 2 that's available right here in cell I5, and I'm going to go ahead and hit record macro, call it duration 1990, and use Control T as a shortcut key. And now I'm going to click on cell I5, and I'm going to do Control C on it to copy. Click on cell G8, right click, hit paste special values and add because I want to add 2 to 0. Then I get this duration, I hit Control C to copy it, go over here and click on use relative references, click on this cell C14 and paste special values and hit OK. Then click on the next cell, unclick use relative references, click back on the 1990 tab and click on the 2 and hit stop recording. Now when I hit Control T, I should see that the numbers start to fall in place. And if I keep hitting Control T, it will be pasting these values. I can click back over here and look at it to see that they're filling in. I should keep it back on this tab. Keep hitting Control T until I get to the number 50. So I'm just hitting Control T. And then I can go back over here and I can see that my table has filled in with all of the durations, and my graph has also filled in. And so then you would do the same process to calculate the durations for 2001 and 2013, and then you can answer the rest of these questions. Now make sure that when you do the macro for 2001, that you start on this tab for 2001, and for 2013 you're on the 2013 tab for your macro. Then the other questions, questions 2A through 5E, are on this tab. For example, the first question, you see notes in terms of the cells. In orange cells down below, type raw data. So raw data, like for the first one, would be calculate the duration of a 7% $1 value par value bond. So the future value is 1. 7% is the coupon rate. So we'll put 7 in. This is maturing in 5 years. Yield to maturity is 6.5 and interest is paid annually. So 5 years, N is 5. Interest rate is 6.5, and it's an annual bond. So if you look up here, if the bond is annual, it says type in a 1 right here. So I type in a 1, and then I need to put a formula in for calculating the payment. So it's equal to the coupon rate times the future value. And then I need to calculate my present value. So if I look, that yellow cell was one that said input Excel calculations or functions in these cells. So I had to actually, I didn't just type in a raw number, but I put in a function, and you can see it was multiplying two things if you look up here. And then in the green cell, that's going to be an answer cell. So it says compute the price of the bond using the template below. So that's where you'll use the present value function. And then 2B says use the duration function. And so the green cells have like final answers. And so you can see the rest of the questions have either orange, yellow, or green cells where you can input your answers for the questions. And where there's a big green cell spot, that's like for 3E, the question is calculate the bond price plus the coupon value at the duration matched time to maturity. Is the portfolio immunized? Why or why not? So put the why or why not there. And so for students, once you've completed the entire Excel file, you can go over here to print your answer key, put your name on your Excel sheet once it prints out, or you could type it in before you print it. And you can already see that if you're getting your answers correct or not by looking at this column. So this is for that first duration table, so it has 3 columns, and these are your answers, and this shows you if your answer is correct. So we see we got all of our answers correct for the first table, and then we haven't done the other questions yet, plus we haven't done the questions 2 through 5, which are down here. And for the instructor, you can also check to make sure that everything says correct, although you will have to check a typed answer for certain ones where students have to type in an answer. So I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any questions, you can contact me at christy-wann@utc.edu. It's CHRISTI-WANN@utc.edu. Thank you very much.